Hey y'all, welcome back to Kelly's Kitchen. Tonight we're doing another easy meal. It's a one pan sheet pan meal, so easy enough. We're gonna do some roasted chicken legs, got some drumsticks right here, and we're gonna do some roasted veggies. You can do whatever veggies you wanna do. I'm using red potatoes, half an onion, 2 carrots, and a celery stick, or a stalk? Yeah, a rib. Oh, it's a rib. I'm using a rib of celery. I'm learning my lingo. And then I have 6 red potatoes here. That's a lot of potatoes, but I don't have any other recipes to use them for, and I wanted to use up the rest of my potatoes and not waste any, so they'll get eaten. So I already got my oven preheated to 400 degrees, and I'm going to go ahead and chop up all my vegetables and get those ready to go in a bowl to get them seasoned. Okay, so I got my vegetables all chopped up. Sorry, y'all. It's been a long day. I have them all chopped up, and I got them in a bowl here. So now I'm going to go ahead and season them up and get them tossed before I put them on the sheet pan. So first, we're going to season it up with some olive oil. Again, all seasonings are until you feel you're good. That was probably 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't really know. I don't measure it. I just make sure it looks good. I go off look and smell. We've already kind of discussed this in the last video. Going to do some garlic powder. If y'all like measurements, we'll guess about 2 tablespoons. I'm using the last of this up. Don't worry, I have more garlic powder. I don't run out of seasonings. If I do, it's one I don't use often. But ones I know I use every day, I put them on a list and I get them. For those who are wondering, yes, I do cook every night. Yes, I meal plan every week. On the weekends, I make a list of every meal I'm going to do every day. And then I go to the grocery store on Fridays and buy everything. And yeah, and then I just go through my list of my recipes. But yeah, that's what I do. Anyways, salt. I'm gonna do, I don't know, 2 to 3 teaspoons probably. Let's go in with some ground black pepper. I don't know. Again, it's all to taste. I'm just gonna say like it's either 1 or 2 teaspoons or 1 or 2 tablespoons. That's general. Onion powder. Okay. And then we're gonna hit it with some smoked paprika. I love this stuff. You can use regular paprika if you prefer. I like the smokiness it adds when you use the smoked paprika. Then it actually has flavor. To me, paprika doesn't have flavor, but this one does because it's smoked. So, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add in, where are we? A little bit of ground white pepper. This I do about a teaspoon of. I've become a little bit more liberal with it now that I know how it tastes and I know how to use it. But if you're just starting out, it's kind of like truffle oil. Use a little bit because it's just different. And then I'm also going to season this up with some Italian seasoning. So a few good shakes. Some people don't like a lot of spices. Some people like a lot of spices like me. It's whatever you want to do. Do some oregano. And then I'm also going to hit it with a little basil, dried basil. It should be open, yeah. All right. Okay. Now I'm just going to toss this up and see if it needs more oil based off of that. Okay, this is a little dry. I like it a little bit more oil on it because I want to make sure it's nice and coated so it gets very roasted and wonderful in the oven. So I'm going to add a little bit more oil, probably another 1 to 2 tablespoons or so. Just to make sure it's nice and wet. All right, now that I got it all tossed up, it looks good. I'm going to smell it. Remember, that's how I judge if it's seasoned well. So, yes, it smells good. I know this might sound weird just because I've been cooking for so long. I actually could smell each seasoning. Does that make sense? Like separately. So I know if there's enough. So like I can smell if something's missing or I need more of something. That makes sense. I know it's kind of weird, but I just can. So I smell it a few times, but I'm just weird like that. Don't worry, I'm not breathing in it. All right, so now that I got that tossed, I'm going to go ahead and pour it onto my sheet pan. All right, so I got all my vegetables, I guess I'm going to start the way, on my sheet pan. And now I'm going to go ahead and use the same bowl, right, because we're all about minimizing dishes. use the same bowl I just used, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw my chicken in there and start getting that seasoned up. All right, so I got my chicken in my bowl, and so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw on that some olive oil, because we want that skin to get nice and crispy in there. Doesn't need as much though, so like 1 to 2 tablespoons. I'm also gonna season it with some salt. Can't go without the salt. And some black pepper. Also, if y'all ever have any questions, feel free to drop comments on my videos if you have questions on anything or just any random question in general. Go ahead and ask it and I'll answer the best I can on my following video. As I said, I cook every night, so y'all can kind of expect a video every night. Unless it's a repeat recipe, then I probably won't unless you ask to see something again. So now I'm going to add in some smoked paprika. Again, I just love that. Adds a little smokiness to the chicken. And then I'm going to throw on this some ground sage. I think sage and chicken go very well together. That's about 2 teaspoons or so. And then I also want some Italian seasoning in here. And let's do some oregano and basil. Okay, now I'm just gonna toss the chicken together to get everything incorporated. All right, so I got that tossed together, but me being me, I gotta add some like spice. So cayenne pepper, we're gonna throw that on the chicken. I wasn't gonna do it, but I just couldn't help myself. So got that tossed on there, probably about 1 or 2 teaspoons or so. I'm just gonna incorporate it all over my chicken legs. Get it nice and tossed. And then I'm gonna go ahead and pull over my sheet pan. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and lay my chicken on top. I'm gonna go ahead and lay it on top of the vegetables because I want the juices from the chicken to drip down onto the vegetables. So I'm just gonna put that on there. I like to alternate like up and down, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll show you what I mean. But I'm trying to do most of the skin up so it gets more roasted. See how I like to alternate, so that one's going that way and this one's gonna go this way. See what I mean? It's gonna move them over. If you don't like to touch raw meat, I know some people don't like to touch it. I don't mind, but you can use tongs. Just grab some pair of tongs. I just don't want to waste tongs for no reason. So I'm stretching this. I know it's so disgusting. I'm stretching the skin over the over the chicken so it gets nice and roasted. We like crispy skin. Okay, so got that on there. And now I'm gonna wash my hands since I just touched chicken. Okay, so this is what it'll look like before you throw it in the oven. Look how pretty. Aw, chicken's gonna get roasted. Okay, so now I'm gonna throw this in the oven. Again, I had already preheated the oven to 400 degrees. I'm gonna start it out in there about 35 minutes. It's probably gonna need longer. It might need more like 45, but I just wanna check it while it's going, make sure, just in case the chicken needs turned. Or if the vegetables need tossed. So I'm going to go ahead and throw this in the oven at 35 minutes and check it from there. Okay, y'all. I did end up adding an additional 10 minutes. So in total, it was 45 minutes at 400 degrees. Yes, I'm leaning in because of the way I got my camera set up and I don't want to burn myself. So it is done. It is ready. I checked the chicken with my digital thermometer. It's at its 165 degrees, actually a little over, so that's good. I might have been hitting the bone. So anyways, it's good to go, and now I'm going to go ahead and plate it up. All right, and now we have served up our roasted chicken legs and our roasted vegetables. Enjoy.